Okay, so today we're doing a deck tech on Abzan Aggro and Battle for Zendikar Standard. The deck is still super powerful. I think it's a deck that can catch a lot of these new brews by surprise, so to say. The deck is so streamlined. It's very efficient still. It's just all around brutal as an aggro deck, a beatdown deck. They can kind of play a control role, or actually can very well play a control role, and the deck definitely can grind with the best. So, a lot of different ways you can build it, depending on how you like to play, what kind of cards you like to play, different things like that. So, there's some great options. This is just a real basic. This is one of my favorite ways to play the deck. But first, we'll go over the creature base. There are 22 creatures total. So, first, we have the playset of Warden. Really versatile card. It's just unbeatable against certain decks that don't have good removal for it. Rakshasa Deathdealer, 4 of. Super powerful card. Against decks that don't have exile effects, the card is once again just ridiculously hard to beat, especially once your Abzan deck develops, over 6 mana. We have 3 Den Protector. It's just obviously such a good card. 4 Anafenza the Foremost. Plays well with friends. Great synergy with your Shambling Vents. 4 Steed Rhino. Don't really need to say more about that. 2 Wingmate Roc. Kind of has the new combo now with the new Gideon. To where, you play Gideon on 4. Make a Knight token on turn 5 unless your opponent just has some crazy good answers. You're going to get a raid trigger no matter what with your Wingmate Roc. So, a definite 2 of nowadays if you're playing the Gideons in your deck. You might want to play more, I don't know. It's hard to say. If you play more, maybe play more mana and kind of go into more of a mid-range type build. But 2 of is definitely good for the aggro build. You'd like to see 1 by turn 5. It's definitely powerful, especially with Gideon's Anthem effect. 1 Tasigur. One of my favorite cards to play with. Just a really cool card. Playing in 2 of is not even bad, especially against decks that are removal heavy. But you got Den Protectors, so you don't need the redundancy on a card like that, I don't think. So for the removal, we have 11 spells total. Start off on the bottom of the curve. We have 2 Valorous Stance. Always a good card because of the indestructible clause. Good against the other big Abzan decks, Hardened Scales, Dragon decks, Eldrazi. I think it's main deckable right now for sure. 4 Dromoka's Command. Just a great card in the deck. Great way to remove creatures, since ours are generally always bigger than most people's. 3 Abzan Charm. Definitely good to have around. Don't know if you want 4 of. If you like Abzan Charms, play 4. 1 Utter End is a way to answer a Planeswalker main deck and any artifacts that are annoying. Or just remove stuff. Removes enchantments too if you want to spot removal something. 1 Murderous Cut is a general catch-all for creatures. We have 3 Planeswalkers. Playing the 2-1 split with Sorin, since Gideon's, just far more, just a little bit more powerful in the swamping the board and killing your opponent. I mean, Sorin's lifelink is still insane, and his ultimate is just awesome. Whenever you ultimate Sorin, it's pretty much game over for anybody that has a win condition that's creature based. And we'll move on to the mana base. We're going Painland heavy. 4 Llanowar Wastes. 4 Koilos. 4 Windswept Heath. We have the 4 Sandsteppe Citadel. Right now, I haven't decided on my mana base for the basics and duels and manlands. Right now, I just have two forests, 2 plains, 2 swamp. We have 1 Shambling Vent and 1 Canopy Vista. I think I'm gonna move up to having 2 Shambling Vents. So I'm gonna replace 1 swamp with a Shambling Vent, and I think I might replace 1 plains with a Canopy Vista. And like I said, you can build the Abzan to where it goes Abzan red or Abzan blue because of the fetches and the duels the way they work now. But that's the main deck. Really solid deck. If you get a decent draw on curve, you can deal with anything. Control decks can be annoying, but most anything that's creature based or attrition based, you can get past them. For the sideboard, just started making the sideboard, so I'm not sure what I want to play. So I just did a generalized. I'm not really respecting the mono red or the Atarka red type archetypes too much, but we have Sorin main deck for life gain, the Rhinos, the Wardens, so not too worried about the life total. But we have 3 ultimate price against the landfall allies, goblins, stuff like that. 2 self-inflicted wounds against any kind of green-white, the mirror match, anything like that. Then we have 2 utter ends as a way to answer planeswalker heavy decks. Anything with annoying artifacts such as that. Alright, against control, bring in your 3 Duress, and 1 Evolutionary Leap. Evolutionary Leap is just badass in this deck. It's great against decks that play a lot of creature removal. It just keeps your hand filled up with gas. 1 Infinite Obliteration against decks that are kind of slow, maybe. Dragonlord Ojutai decks, Jace decks. The card is awesome against Jeskai. Rip Jace out of their deck and they're kind of dead in the water. The Narset Enlightened Master decks rely on her. There's a lot of decks that rely on a certain creature to make the deck go, and that card really shines there. And when you get it back with Den Protector and rip the guts out of their library in their hand again, it really shuts down some decks. We have 2 Tragic Arrogance and 1 Languish. The Languish probably looks kind of funny in the sideboard, but we got to make do with what we got right now since we lost Drown, as a way to answer the landfall and the ally decks. Turn 4 is usually the turn where they'd be setting up for a kill if you didn't have a lot of interaction early with them. So turn 4 is very important. Very good turn to board wipe. And you'll probably get all their creatures unless they have some way to get a whole bunch of landfall triggers on your turn through fetch lands. You could be able to wipe their board. But that's the deck. And as soon as it Moto gets the update, I will be testing this deck as it is. And your biggest changes will come in the sideboard first, and then some main board tweaks of removal and whatnot. See how things go. But really fun deck to play. It's not super expensive. The Gideons are high, being close to $40 a piece. Your Den Protectors, stuff like that. But it's not a extremely expensive deck.